Skeletons of the Marital Closet by Tang. Chapter 1211. There was a sound of a child's footsteps at the top of the stairs, followed by Nicole's voice. "Daddy, you're back." Nicole went downstairs very cheerfully. "Daddy, why didn't you come home last night? I've been waiting for you because I wanted to say goodnight to you, but I fell asleep while waiting." Her words stopped abruptly when she saw Gale. Nicole looked at Gale intently, without blinking, and a strange yet familiar expression came over her. "Nicole." Gale wanted to ask her what was wrong. It was just that Gale already knew why Nicole looked at her like this and stopped short of asking. It was because she did not have makeup on. She looked like the mistress now. Oops. Gale panicked and wanted to cover her face, but it was too late. Nicole had seen her. She could see it clearly in her expression. Gale immediately turned her back. Shawn reacted quickly, took a big step, and stepped forward to block her from behind. "Nicole, Daddy was busy last night and didn't come back in time. I'm sorry," he said very calmly. Since having a daughter, no matter how busy or tired Shawn was, he would try his best to say good night to Nicole in person before she slept. If he could not make it back in time, he would also do a video call. Last night, he was really too busy. He forgot. Shawn also tried to divert Nicole's attention by changing the topic. However, it was useless. "Daddy, get out of the way," Nicole said. "Nicole." Nicole stood there quietly, her small body motionless. It looked distressing. She did not cry or make a fuss, but asked softly, "Daddy, why did you keep that woman behind you? I've already seen her. I know her. I know who she is." Shawn pursed his lips deeply. "Do you really know who she is?" "She's the mistress." Nicole's voice was very clear, echoing in the huge living room. It even echoed in Gale's heart like a heavy blow. "No, she was not." "Nicole, you still don't know who she is." The spell was still strong. Nicole's cognition was still confused, and she still had not regained herself. Now, unintentionally, she and Gale met again. It was chaos. "Daddy, although I'm young, I'm not stupid. Why did you lie to me?" Nicole said. "Lied to you?" Nicole came over, stood in front of Shawn, and looked up at him. "You promised me that you will live a good life with Mommy. You will never see this woman again. You will only love Mommy. But why are you two together with her again?" "Last night, Daddy, you were really busy with work? Or did you actually go on a date with her? You guys had so much fun that you didn't even want to go home?" Nicole kept her head all the time, speaking at a calm pace and asking questions in an orderly manner. "If Mommy finds out, how sad she will be." "She's not at home, so you're messing with this woman again. You've betrayed her. How can you be worthy of Mommy?" "Daddy, you're lying to me. I hate cheating the most. I'm going to start hating you too." Shawn looked deeply at the little girl in front of him, and for a moment, words escaped him. "Nicole, listen to my explanation." He squatted down, reaching out to hug her. Chapter 1212. Nicole took a quick step back, avoiding his hand. She did not want Daddy to hug her. Nicole's expression, demeanor, and movements at this moment greatly resembled Gale's. They were exactly the same. The same was true for Gale. After she found out that Shawn had done something that made her sad, she would not make a scene. She would only debate and reason calmly. Nicole was a spitting image of her. "I won't listen. You must be lying to me. I've seen it all. It's useless for you to explain. I believe what I see with my own eyes," Nicole said. Shawn could not convince her otherwise. It was hopeless. Originally, he thought that in the whole world, he could only not have any defenses against Gale, but in fact, now there was also Nicole. Both daughter and wife deserved to be pampered and coaxed. Daddy, did you deliberately send Mommy away so that you can stay with this mistress of yours? No, Nicole, no, Shawn said. He and Nicole looked at each other with sincerity in their eyes. Then you haven't come home all night. What are you busy with? Did you really not stay with her? I... He was indeed staying with Gale. There was no way to lie, and he had never been good at it. Nicole sniffed. Look, Daddy, you are with her. You still dare not admit it. You dare do it, but not own up to it. As she spoke, she pushed Shawn and said again, Get out of the way. Shawn did not move. He did not want Nicole to be sad. At the same time, he didn't want Nicole to hurt Gale. Nicole's casual words are extremely toxic to Gale. Daddy, you're still protecting this woman. What you promised me before doesn't count, Nicole said as she grew more and more aggrieved. Tears began to glisten in her eyes. Before she finished speaking, she raised her hand to wipe the corners of her eyes, and while Shawn was not paying attention, she quickly bypassed him and ran to Gale. Bad woman, go! Nicole raised her hand and pushed Gale hard. The little girl did not have much strength. Even if she tried her best, she could not push Gale. Gale's body swayed. However, Nicole's move hurt Gale's heart. Gale bit her lip, did not say anything, just looked at Nicole. Nicole pushed her hard again. You bad woman, why do you always pester my father? When I was discharged from the hospital last time, I told you in a friendly manner, and you promised me that you wouldn't meet with my daddy anymore. Moreover, you and my daddy both promised me. As a result, you all didn't mean it. I asked you nicely, why don't you listen? Mommy told me I have to be polite, so I didn't scold you, but you really pissed me off. Nicole was serious. The usually cute little girl suddenly had a stern face. Her face flushed red, her little hands clenched into fists, and her expression was full of resentment and disgust. I hate you. You are shameless. Nicole had never used any of this strong language before. She was really angry. Shawn raised his voice. Nicole, how can you talk to others like this? It's so rude. That's the only thing I say to her. I know I'm rude, but she's so annoying. If Mommy is at home, knowing that you stayed with her all night and didn't come home to accompany her, she will definitely be sad. Shawn looked at her seriously. Nicole, apologize. I don't want to apologize. She is a bad woman. She is a mistress. She is shameless. Chapter 1213. Every word pierced Gale's heart. She still did not speak, just looked at Nicole quietly with melancholy. Gale was afraid that tears would fall uncontrollably when she opened her mouth. She was even more afraid that she would say something that hurt Nicole when she was in a foul mood. Gale kept telling herself that Nicole was not sober now, and she did not know that she was her mother. So, don't take these words to heart, let alone care about them, she thought. She had to think about it from another angle. Nicole was protecting Mommy and the relationship between Daddy and Mommy. Gale took deep breaths, suppressing her sad emotions. Nicole, don't speak anymore. Apologize to her quickly. Shawn's voice rose even higher. Nicole also raised her voice. Daddy, you defend her so much. Are you worthy of Mommy? In her world, she thought Daddy belonged to her Mommy. Other women could not get close to Daddy. However, this mistress, who appeared in front of Daddy again and again, had a close relationship with Daddy. Nicole could not accept it. The more she thought about it, the sadder she became. Nicole's tears suddenly fell. I haven't seen Mommy for a long time. Nicole could not hold back. Daddy, where did Mommy go? Can you tell me the truth? Nicole asked. Seeing her tears, Gale's heart was about to break. Moreover, Nicole also secretly asked where Mommy had gone before. Gale could only answer her vaguely. She did not dare to ask Shawn, saying that she was afraid that Shawn would be angry. However, Nicole asked directly, and it seemed that she really missed Mommy too much. Mommy has never been away for her. Mommy has never been away from her for so long. Nicole could not take it anymore. Facing Nicole's tears, Shawn was also helpless. First of all, Nicole was just a child. Secondly, Nicole became like this because she was under a spell. How could he bear to blame her? Nicole, I told you that Mommy is on vacation. Don't you remember? I remember. I'm still very happy. Mommy can relax, play, enjoy the beautiful scenery and delicious food. Shawn patted her head. Yes, she was having so much fun, so she wanted to play more and was not in a hurry to go home. Nicole, you also hope that she has more time for herself and she's not rushing back to accompany you, right? But Mommy won't even call me. This was what Nicole felt was wrong. It had been so long, no matter how much Mommy played, Mommy would call her when she had free time, or send a voice note or video. However, nothing had come to her. Shawn was taken aback for a moment. He had not thought of this. He did not think it through. Nicole has not been able to get any news about Mommy, so she must be worried for her. Chapter 1214. Tonight, I'll ask her to call you, okay? Shawn said. Okay, good girl. However, Daddy, you are not allowed to meet your mistress. You can't destroy your relationship with Mommy. Nicole was still firm in her position. Shawn still replied calmly. Nicole, she didn't destroy anything, and she is not a bad woman. I won't listen. I won't believe it either. You must have been bewitched by her. Vixen, Nicole said. After finishing speaking, she began to push Gale again. Go, go! Don't show up at my house. Daddy, if you're not willing to drive her away, I will drive her away. Mommy's not here. I will get rid of the bad woman for her. Nicole put all her strength into her body and insisted on driving Gale out of the house. Gale bit her lips, holding back her sobs. Okay, I'll go. I'll go now. Nicole, you don't need to push me. I can leave by myself. Are you really leaving this time? Will you continue to stay with Daddy in a place where I can't see? Gale shook her head. No, I will never show up again. You lied to me again. You said the same thing last time. In the end, you still showed up with Daddy, talking and laughing intimately, Nicole yelled. Seeing that Nicole was agitated and tears were staining her cheeks, Gale was afraid that she would be overly emotional, so she quickly comforted her. Really, I'll go right away. Gale turned around and walked out with hurried steps. She was afraid of making Nicole unhappy. However, she had just walked a few steps when she heard Shawn shout, Gaily! She glanced back at him but said nothing. Shawn's face was serious. Gale smiled at him, a forced smile. It didn't matter, and she understood everything. It was all to take care of Nicole's emotions. She was a little wronged, but she could overcome it. She could bear it, and she was not that delicate. Looking at this scene, Nicole felt even more sad. Daddy, are you reluctant to let this aunt go? Do you still want to keep her? She's very important to you. You can't do without her. You like her, right? She asked while crying. Nicole, how should I explain to you? Time and time again, you stay with your mistress. It's been so long. You still keep in touch. When she just left, you were so reluctant. You wished to go with her. Daddy, have you considered Mommy's feelings? Nicole said. Shawn simply hugged Nicole. I'll take you back to your room. It was better to separate Gale and Nicole first. Otherwise, both of them would be sad. As for Shawn, he could not bear any of them to be sad. He was caught in the middle of a dilemma. On one side was his beloved wife, and on the other side was his beloved daughter. No, I don't want to go. Let me down. I knew you couldn't let go of her, Daddy. Are you worthy of Mommy? Nicole kept kicking her legs, unwilling to leave. Nicole cried and screamed, insisting on getting off Shawn. Her shoes made many footprints on Shawn's trousers. She was crying more and hiccuping. It was very sad. Looking at this scene, Gale was heartbroken. Shawn, let her down. She can't cry anymore. As a mother, how can she bear to see her child so upset? Shawn could only stop in his tracks. Chapter 1215. Nicole grabbed his sleeve. Daddy, you have to make a choice. Choice? Yes, if you want your mistress, you will lose me and Mommy. If you want me and Mommy, you must lose your mistress. You choose. Nicole cried so hard that she was about to lose her breath. She raised her hand to wipe her eyes, and the tears flowed more. Her whole face was wet. Nicole, of course, I want you and your Mommy, Shawn said. These two people are his whole world, more important than himself. Then why are you with your mistress? Nicole asked. Shawn could not answer. Nicole suddenly thought of something, and she opened her mouth half opened in astonishment. Is it, Daddy, you don't want Mommy, but you want me? So you send Mommy away on purpose? Nicole, no, don't think wildly. Shawn immediately denied. But Mommy never goes without calling me for so long. I said that. Nicole was also quite smart and interrupted Shawn. I'm going to call Mommy right now. Daddy, give me your phone. Shawn's face darkened slightly. Now? Where did he go to find someone to impersonate Mommy? Besides, Winnie was now insane. She could not talk to Nicole on the phone at all. Shawn originally planned to find a woman to imitate the voice and fool Nicole, so he asked the so-called Mommy to call Nicole tonight. He did not expect Nicole would be so clever. Bring your mobile phone. I want to see Mommy now. I want a video call. I want to see her, Nicole urged. How could this be done? Even if he could, Shawn would still need time. Gale also panicked, looking at Shawn nervously. Although she did not speak, Shawn understood her. He was also thinking fast. You're hesitating, Daddy. Besides, you and your mistress are looking at each other, and you are trying to hide it from me. Nicole stopped crying, but it was even more worrying because her face turned pale. What did you do to Mommy? No, I want Mommy. I want to see her. You give her back to me. Nicole completely collapsed. She grabbed Shawn's sleeve and shook it vigorously. No one can take my Mommy away. I want to see her. Where is she now? Are you mad at my Mommy? Gale was afraid Nicole would be overly emotional, so she quickly shook her head. Nicole, don't worry. Wait a moment. Your Mommy will come back. She will come to see you. I won't wait. I want to see her now. Videos are fine too, but you don't even let me see her on the video. The more Nicole thought about it, the more something felt wrong. If there is no Mommy, I won't stay here. Where is Mommy? I will be there. I will always be with her. Hearing what Nicole said, Gale was both happy and sad. The daughter's heart was always on her side and was not completely occupied by Shawn's love. I'll help you find her. Nicole, just wait a moment. Just give me a little time, Gale replied. Chapter 1216. First, appease Nicole, and then think of countermeasures. Shawn thought so too. However, they all underestimated Nicole. Although Nicole was a girl, cute and well-behaved, not as naughty as Joshua, she was also really smart. She was not that easy to fool. Why did you help me to find my mommy? How do you know where my mommy is on vacation? Mommy hates you so much. It's impossible for her to have any contact with you, Nicole asked back. Gale could not answer for a while. She hesitated for a long time. I know where. I heard it from Shawn. He told me. Is that so, Daddy? Are you sharing Mommy's itinerary with her? Shawn had no choice but to nod. Nicole's expression immediately changed. You team up to drive Mommy away, lied to me that she was going on vacation, and then the two of you secretly got together behind my back. I just thought to myself why Daddy has become very busy during this time. It turns out that he's just been with you. After thinking about it, Nicole was very serious. Daddy, tell me the truth. Where did Mommy go? Shawn still insisted. She's gone on vacation. I don't believe it. You're lying. Is it because she left alone and returned home? Nicole said. Nicole's eyes widened instantly. Mommy, does she not want me? She left me to you? She left by herself to live by herself? Mommy abandoned me? For Nicole, Mommy was her heaven. Now her sky fell. Mommy did not want her anymore. Mommy left her to Daddy. Nicole's lips' color changed from white to purple. Seeing that, Shawn and Gale were terrified. No, Nicole, I'll give you the phone. You can call her now, Shawn said. Gale also hurriedly said, How could your mommy not want you? Nicole, you are so clever, cute, and well-behaved, and you are the person she loves the most, so why would she abandon you? However, no matter what they said, Nicole's expression was blank. She neither blinked nor spoke. Shawn handed her phone, but she did not answer it. He forcibly stuffed the phone into her hand again, but she could not hold it, and it kept falling. Nicole? Nicole? Shawn called her several times, but she did not answer. Gale was frightened, ran over quickly, and raised her hand to caress her cheek. Nicole, don't be like this. Don't scare me, Nicole. After a long time, Nicole blinked. She looked at Shawn. Daddy. Yes, Daddy is here. However, as soon as Shawn finished speaking, Nicole passed out. No! The exclamations of Shawn and Gale spread throughout the living room. Gale knelt down with a plop and hugged Nicole. Don't scare Mommy, Nicole. Wake up! Wake up! Hurry up! Call an ambulance! Shawn's forehead was bulging with his veins. Gale hugged Nicole tightly and refused to let go, lowering her head against her cheek. Did you hear me, Nicole? I'm Mommy. Open your eyes and look at me. Don't sleep. Look at me, Nicole. Chapter 1217. Shawn pursed his lips tightly. It's okay. Nicole will be fine. Shawn. Gale looked at him helplessly. What should they do if something goes wrong? She was usually healthy. Why would she faint? The ambulance came quickly. Gale picked up Nicole and ran outside, but accidentally tripped on the carpet and almost fell down. Fortunately, Shawn was quick, and he scooped her up. Give her to me, he said, reaching out his hand. Gale glanced at him, hesitated for a second, and handed their daughter to him. She was so independent. In the past, every time Nicole was sick, she carried her to the hospital with her own hands, got injections, examinations, infusions. Everything had to go through her hands. It was different now. There was Shawn. She could be weaker, she could rely on him, and she could be less independent. Shawn hugged Nicole and walked quickly ahead. He even freed up a hand and reached out to her. Gaily, keep up. She looked at the big, broad palm. Gale took it. They interlocked their fingers. The two jumped into the ambulance one after the other. The ambulance drove quickly to the hospital. What's the patient's condition? The doctor asked as usual. Shawn explained the matter briefly. With a serious expression, the doctor lifted Nicole's eyes and stared at the complicated medical equipment. At present, her physical indicators are all normal. There is nothing unusual, the doctor said. Gale asked anxiously, "Then why did she faint suddenly? Look, her lips are all purple." "According to your description, she should be emotionally agitated, coupled with her poor physical fitness. That's why she temporarily fainted." "Yes, Nicole has been prone to illness since she was a child. Besides, she just finished the bone marrow transplant operation." The doctor nodded. "So that's the case. Then when you arrive at the hospital, we will have a full body examination." After getting off the ambulance, Nicole was carted away. Family members could only wait outside. Seeing Nicole, such a small one, lying unconscious on the hospital bed, Gil's heart ached. Why is this? Nicole has never experienced this before. Is it the spell? And what are the side effects? "We don't know," Gale murmured. Shawn looked solemnly. "It's possible. I'll go find Natalie." Gale turned around and left. Shawn stopped her. "Wait for the results of the hospital's examination first. Natalie can't run away, so it doesn't matter if you go later." "But what if Nicole wakes up and sees me, and her condition gets worse?" It was because Nicole saw Gale without ugly makeup that she became emotional and questioned Shawn. "It's all my fault. I didn't think carefully. Why am I so careless and let Nicole see me as I am?" Gale said. Ever since she lived in Temperley Hall to care for Nicole, she has always approached Nicole with an old and ugly image. All along, Gale had been cautious. Shawn sighed deeply. "Gaily, I've really wronged you for making you cover up your true face every day. For Nicole, these are nothing." Chapter 1218. "Gaily, don't think about what she said today. She's not targeting you. She just doesn't remember and thinks you—" Gale sighed. "There's no need to explain. I understand everything. Nicole's favorite was still Mommy. She was Nicole's mother. It was just that Nicole now recognized the wrong person and could not tell the difference." Shawn stretched out his hand and pulled her into his arms. "Gaily, I have not protected you both well." "How can I blame you?" Gale was in his arms, closing her eyes in peace. At such a time, Shawn's embrace was the safest harbor. All panic, fear, and trepidation could be isolated by his embrace. Actually, Shawn also enjoyed the feeling that Gale relied on him. He wished she would have given him more chances like this. About half an hour later, the door of the examination room opened. Gale stepped forward immediately. "Doctor, how is my daughter now?" "Everything is normal. No abnormality was found in the body." "But she—" "I'll prescribe some medicine to improve her vitality," Gale asked. "Then when will she wake up?" "It's hard to say. Family members can accompany her at any time. After all, she's still young." The nurse pushed Nicole out of the ward and turned into the room. Gale burst into tears. Before she had time to raise her hand to wipe that away, Shawn had already gently done it for her. "Don't cry. Our Nicole will come back. It won't be long," he said. "I'm worried that the spell in her body will not only make her not recognize me, but also cause other side effects. Look, now Nicole's body has already started to deteriorate. Something is wrong, and medically it's undetectable. I won't let anything happen to Nicole. Go to Natalie. Let's go to her now. No matter what, get her to hand over the antidote," Gale said eagerly. She could not wait for a moment. Moreover, she could not stay here forever, and she did not bring her cosmetics with her, so she could not disguise herself. If Nicole woke up and saw her, she would become sad again. By the way, Hurry up and find someone to imitate the voice. It's best to disguise them as Sweeney and video call Nicole. Otherwise, she will still look for her mother everywhere after waking up. I've already arranged it. Gale breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he was there. Then I'll go to Natalie now. Gale was in such a hurry that she could not wait for a second. Wait a moment. I'll go with you, Shawn said. Are you staying here with Nicole? She won't wake up for the time being. I'll let the bodyguards guard her. If there is any movement, they will notify me immediately, and I will come immediately. Gale knew what he was worried about. He wanted to be with her. It's okay. I can do it myself. There are all your people over there, and nothing will happen to me, Gale said. But I'm still worried. Chapter 1219. That was right. Natalie was guarded by so many guards, all of whom were Shawn's subordinates. Nothing would happen to Gale. However, Shawn was worried. To him, Gale was too important, so important that he did not want to let her go and did not dare to let her take any risk. Gale stood quietly by the side. She watched as Shawn explained to the nurse and bodyguard and arranged things in an orderly manner. She felt that in times of crisis, he was always reliable. He was always there to shield her. The meaning of marriage is that two people go through thick and thin together. No matter what you experience along the way or what you encounter, you will always be together, and nothing can separate the two. Shawn finally finished his explanation and turned to look at her. Okay, let's go. He took her hand. He did not want to let go. Gale turned her head and took a deep look at Nicole. Nicole, Mommy is here, always there. You'll see Mommy soon. Mommy wants to see you back to normal too. Mr. Wood, Madam, the bodyguard shouted respectfully. Open the door. Yes. Gale walked in impatiently, but saw that the hospital bed was empty. Natalie, where are you? Where are you hiding? She shouted loudly. Natalie raised her hand. Gale approached, only to find Natalie sitting on the ground, hugging her knees, with messy hair. Her face was dark yellow and dull, and it looked like she had not washed her face for several days. When Natalie was embarrassed and injured, she was still very concerned about her appearance and always tried her best to clean up. Why are you looking for me? Come to play in front of me? Or did you think of some new trick to torture me? Natalie glanced at her very casually. The antidote. Give it to me, Gale said. Natalie smiled. She laughed louder and louder. Ha! You're dreaming. You are really not afraid? Natalie nodded. Yeah, I'm already like this. What else do I care about? Before, I was worried that my mother would get angry and be bedridden because of my affairs. It all worked out. She's not my biological mother. How dare you? She has raised you for more than 20 years. She has treated you so well. Natalie turned her face away. So what? I'm not her own. As soon as you come back, she will immediately ignore my life and focus on you. After all, you are the gentle Mrs. Wood, who is so majestic and dignified. What about me? I'm just an unfilial daughter who dragged down the Yarn family. She must have fallen to your side a long time ago. Why would you care about me? When Gale heard her say that, she felt sad. It was pathetic. Natalie, you really have no heart and no conscience. If Mrs. Yarn herself hears this, I don't know how sad she will be, Gale scolded. She won't come to visit me. Even if I want to say it, she won't hear it. How do you know that she won't come to see you again? Chapter 1220. Natalie asked. Does it need to be said? I'm not her own. Only Dad, who still cares about me, is trying to save me, but now he probably won't be able to protect himself. She was an illegitimate daughter. Until now, she did not know who her biological mother was. The adoptive father she thought was actually her biological father. Gale, what do you think Dad was thinking, looking at me for so many years? Natalie's voice grew fainter. Pretending to be ignorant, lying to Mary, lying to me. What is he thinking? Gale squatted down and stared at her. Natalie, you are already privileged. You have never experienced any hardships since childhood, and you have grown up easily. You can get whatever you want. I know you are dissatisfied with me because Aram and I are close, but you can come at me. Why are you attacking Nicole? Do you think I don't want to attack you? Gale, when I got this spell, I wanted to hit you with it, Natalie said. As she talked, she suddenly became excited. Because once you get hit by it, you will treat other men as Shawn. Just thinking about it made me feel so happy. When the time came, Shawn would go crazy with jealousy, but there was nothing he could do. He could only watch as Gale made a mistake. Natalie shook her head. Unfortunately, it's too difficult to attack you. I can only attack Nicole. I used Winnie as a chess piece, and I don't need to do it myself. Gale gritted her teeth fiercely. Vicious. Call it whatever you want, Gale. You are the big winner in life now. I am not as good as a dog in front of you. You have found your own biological parents. You are the Honorable Miss Yarn. Aram, the one I've always loved, is yours. Natalie was full of jealousy. Even before your identity was revealed, he had fallen in love with you. Gale, what charm do you have to make him fall in love with you twice? Natalie kept talking to herself, but Gale could not hear what she was saying clearly. Enough. I'm here to ask for an antidote. I don't have time to listen to your babbling. Natalie shook her head. I won't give it. What if I give you the antidote? Oh, stop lying to me. You have 2 poisons on your body now. I can undo one of them and exchange the antidote in your hand, Gale said. She had no time to delay. Natalie froze a moment, feeling a little moved. But she looked at Shawn. Really? Mr. Wood, does what your wife said count? Her words are equivalent to mine. She is negotiating with you just like I am negotiating with you, Shawn replied. Oh, so you agree with Mrs. Wood's words? Approved. Okay, give me the antidote. Natalie stood up. I'll give it to you first. Natalie smiled, very vigilant. I'm in your hands. I can't escape. Are you afraid that I won't give it to you? Shawn's eyes flickered. We don't trust you. How could I dare? Shawn raised his chin slightly. I told you, you give it first. Natalie replied. Then I will only give Nicole half of the antidote. The atmosphere suddenly became solidified and tense. No one spoke again. Shawn stared deeply at Natalie.